The final true stage of the Tour de France 2022 that could affect the GC standings with tomorrow's ceremonial sprint in the Champs-Elysees. Filippo Ganna, not the favourite, possibly because of, I don't know, maybe some iffy legs or just not being at the front of the race. Even before the stage, he said this one's for Wout van Aert. This is a hilly 40.5k TT finishing up at Rocamadour. And Ganna he was in the hot seat for a long time. It was over 50 k's an hour average, but he wouldn't finish on the podium despite putting, I think, over 90 seconds into Mikel Biao. It was then up to Wout van Aert, who was going before Pogacar, before Thomas, before Vingegaard, all the GC contenders obviously going in a bunch much later. Van Aert was the hot favourite for the TT because it had those two 1500 metre 5 to 6% climbs at the end of the course, and he'd just been showing better form as compared to someone like Ganna in the previous week or so, and he set a blistering time, nearly 51k an hour average. I think maybe his biggest ever gap, someone might check that for me, his biggest ever gap against Filippo Ganna, over 40 seconds, 50.9k an hour average. The question was, would it be enough? Because Tadej Pogacar, he won a very similar, albeit shorter time trial in stage 5 last year, although that was in maybe cooler, not sure if it was rainy conditions. Quintana wasn't threatening the leaderboard. He was just trying to save as best he could his position on GC, but he'd slide down because of Alexander Vlasov. Thomas, he was locked into third, but I thought he had a chance to win the stage because he was going, his, I think, intermediate to finish in the prologue was unbelievably good. He was really good in the Swiss final TT too, but he just wasn't as good as Pogacar, Vingegaard, and Wout van Aert today. Coming fourth, but still a cracking TT from him, one of the only 5 riders over 50 k's an hour average. David Gaudu was able to retain his 4th position on GC, and so not the most exciting tour from him, but 4th in the Tour de France is a serious result that FDJ are probably going to be very happy with given the start list before this tour. And now is up to what could Tadej Pogacar do? We remember Planche de Belfi 2020, but the gap to Jonas Vingegaard here wasn't a minute or 2 minutes, it was over 3 minutes, and this TT in terms of time was not as long, not as hard either, and it didn't have a pure climb or a short climb like Planche de Belfi for 16 minutes at the end. It was punchy climbs, but Pogacar still did a really, really good time trial, not enough to take the stage win off Wout van Aert, and barring disaster for the yellow jersey, like a crash or anything like that, a mechanical that couldn't be resolved quickly, although they got bikes on the team car behind, they'll just change the bike and he might lose 15 to 20 seconds. Barring anything crazy like that, he had the yellow jersey wrapped up. So the question was, would he send it? And he did. Jonas Vingegaard, the only way he could lose the Tour de France was crashing, really. And he almost did. Just like in the left-hand turn when he pedaled too quickly the other day, this was slightly different. He nearly ran into the wall. This is right at the end of the TT. He was going for the stage win and nearly opened up GC back for Tadej Pogacar. Thankfully, he didn't crash. I'm sure there were hearts in mouths in the Jumbo-Visma team car. And Jonas Vingegaard, he was on pace maybe to beat Wout van Aert for the stage, but I think after the crash, he dialed it back. He eventually came second by about 18 seconds. Still an incredible performance from him, beating Tadej Pogacar in the time trial and securing GC. Wout van Aert, perhaps relieved at the finish, like, thanks, Jonas, for sitting up. I mean, mate, I don't think he did. I think Wout van Aert probably wins anyway, but Jonas Vingegaard wins the yellow jersey. He'll be sipping champagne on the Champs-Elysees tomorrow. Van Aert with now the 3rd stage win in a row for Jumbo-Visma after Vingegaard on Hautacam, Laporte with that sort of finesse attack yesterday, and back-to-back years that Van Aert has won the final time trial of Tour de France on stage 20, his 3rd stage, but he'll be probably not sipping too much champagne himself tonight or at the car tomorrow. He also won the Champs-Elysees sprint against Cavendish. Remember when Cavendish got boxed in, Philipsen wasn't as fast. He's faster this year, I think, Philipsen. Definitely faster than Wout van Aert. It's all about positioning. Wout van Aert's got the trump card of Laporte, so he's got that sprint tomorrow. How will he back up for that? Jakobsen, Groenewegen having rest days, but Van Aert wins the TT, 19 seconds out of Vingegaard, Pogacar 3rd, then Thomas Ganna, Mollema, a cracking TT, Dutch national champion, Catania right 8th, good as well. Then Schachmann and Tratnik rounding out the top 10. But as I said, Vingegaard seals GC, cool kids only on the podium at Rocamadour, which I actually attended today. Vingegaard 3:34 ahead of Pogacar, Thomas in 3rd on 8:13. Gaudu stays in 4th, but Vlasov, the mover, up into 5th. Menkes had a really, really bad TT. He misses out on 7th by 10 seconds. He lost over 5 minutes into this TT. So a tough day for Menkes, but overall, top 10 in the Tour is an incredible result from him. But I hope you enjoyed the videos. I've got the Tour de France Flamme avec Zwift videos starting tomorrow. Stage 1 should be a sprint. Make sure you subscribe to check that out, and I'll see you with that tomorrow. Ciao.